Doc, can I get shingles if I didn't get the chickenpox when I was younger? Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Dr. Olusegun. I'm the internal medicine doctor here at Angelic Wellness. And as you know, as an internist, I see patients, anywhere from, I say age 18 all the way to like 100, okay? And anyways, we see a lot of patients that are in that age where they are starting to worry about, should I get the shingles vaccine because I might get the shingles, and I heard of my friend or my friend's friend that got it and it was really bad and almost died. I really need to know if I'm gonna get it, so should I go get vaccinated, okay? So let's talk about this shingles disease and what is it, why do people get it, should I worry, should I go get vaccinated, or should I just ignore it, okay? So shingles is a condition that's caused by a virus we call the varicella-zoster virus, and it comes from the herpes family of viruses, but it is not from herpes simplex virus, okay? So there's some confusion there where sometimes because we treat them with similar medications, some patients get confused that they are the same virus. The herpes simplex virus we call HSV1 or 2 causes the common cold sore or the genital herpes that we treat with things like acyclovir or Valtrex, those type of medications, right? Whereas with zoster or shingles, it's caused by this varicella-zoster virus, and they're in the same family of herpes viruses, but we call this one VZV as opposed to HSV. Okay, so very important to understand that they're different. So with the VZV or the varicella-zoster virus, okay, you're going to realize that most patients that never had chickenpox when they were younger are not going to be able to develop it. And you were like, but why? Well, chickenpox is a disease that you get when you're younger, when you're infected by this virus, where you get a bunch of bumps on your body, all over your body, that are like little vesicles that's full of fluid. And when people get this, it's very noticeable, it's very obvious. We all know what it is. You quickly get treated and it goes away. But the problem is that the virus really didn't go away. This virus actually went into hiding, okay? Which means what? It went into the root of your nerves and is hiding there. And it lives there dormant, which means it doesn't bother nobody, okay, for years and years. And the only reason why this virus comes back out is when you are older and stressed out. Yes, stress is the #1 cause that wakes up this virus from where it's sleeping dormantly and gets it coming right back out of the nerve highway and showing up on your skin, okay? So stress, #1, and the reason on how stress does it is that it weakens your immune system, and when your immune system is weak, it cannot attack that virus like it should, and so the virus comes out and starts to cause a skin rash, okay? So how do we know that it's shingles and not some other random rash that you just developed? It has very unique characteristics, right? It is a rash that only appears on one side of your body. So we see a nice demarcation right in the middle, and then you get a rash on one side, okay? Could show up on your face, could show up on your back, could show up on your chest, could show up but it's only on one side. And once that line, it doesn't cross that midline, that line that divides you into a symmetric half, it doesn't cross it, okay? So we say that it follows a dermatome pattern, right? Where all of the nerves that supply a certain skin section where it follows. So that makes sense, right? Because if it runs on the highway of a particular nerve, and so wherever that nerve feeds is the area of skin that's affected. So you get a rash there. So very unique looking rash, right? We see this characteristic rash of the shingles, and it also can be very painful. So the pain that comes with it is very unique. It's an itchy, tingling, numbing type of pain that it's so different than any other rash that you would experience, right? Like if you had an eczema rash, for example, it's not going to feel that way. It's just going to be dry, scaly, maybe, ugly looking, but it's not going to be like tingling and itchy and painful all at the same time. So we see that and we almost immediately know, oh, that's shingles. Some patients that didn't know that they had the chickenpox can also develop shingles. What do I mean? Well, not everybody develops a very overt or very visible type of chickenpox reaction when they were younger. Some people might have just had very mild symptoms where they didn't develop the rash. And because they didn't develop the rash and their immune system was able to get the chickenpox under control, these patients didn't know they ever were infected with the virus. So these are the most worrisome patients, because with the patients that knew they've had the chickenpox, they went and got the vaccination, but the ones that didn't know that they had it because we assumed that they're never going to get it, well, they are the ones that developed this all of a sudden, and boom, the rash is pretty severe, it's pretty bad, and before we suspect it, it might have done some damage, okay? So sometimes people can develop it that never had the whole full-blown chickenpox bumps on their body, okay? That's the point I'm trying to make, okay? So the question is, doc, should I go get vaccinated? Because this is very scary. I mean, the stories I've heard about this rash, I don't want to experience it. And I think I had the chickenpox, but I really don't remember. And my mom's passed away, or grandma's passed away that raised me. I don't know if I had it, so I don't know. Should I just go get the vaccination? Right? So before you jump and go get the vaccination, there is blood tests that we can run, right? We can check in your bloodstream the antibodies or the IgG antibodies against this virus. And that is how we can confirm for sure if you've ever been exposed. Okay, if you've ever been exposed to this virus, those antibodies will be present in your body, because that's the only reason why your body would have made these antibodies. Okay, so that's one easy way for us to know. So if you're not sure whether you've had it or haven't had it, just have your doctor check your IgG against the varicella-zoster virus, and we can easily figure that out. So if you now know that you have it, what do we do next? Okay, so then you have to decide if you want to get the vaccination. Okay, so what is the point of getting vaccinated? Why don't I just wait and get the rash and be done with it? Well, because one, we know that this virus is never going to go away. It's going to live in your body forever, right? And it just goes into hiding even when we treat it, and then comes back out when you're stressed again. Comes back out into hiding, comes back out again, okay? So the vaccination reduces the severity of your reaction when you do have a reaction. So that's why people do get this. And what is that fear that we have when you do have this reaction, this rash? What is it? Well, there's a complication of this rash called post-herpetic neuralgia, or PHN, okay? PHN is a very, very painful neuropathy or nerve pain that can stay for a long time. In fact, it is the cause of chronic pain in some patients, to where that area where you had that rash develop, the pain just never lives. It just stays sore forever. It's always uncomfortable. You can't touch anything. It's always tingling. It's numb. It's just uncomfortable, okay? So that pain is the reason why we try to get this addressed before it gets to that phase, okay? So we want to promptly treat this. The minute we suspect it might be shingles, I'll rather treat you with the antiviral for it and then worry about it later than take a chance of you developing PHN, okay? So very, very important for you to shorten the lifespan of this illness and the severity of it by promptly getting treated, okay? So we use antiretrovirals to treat this virus, okay? So very important, prompt identification of this disease, prompt treatment or prevention by taking the varicella-zoster virus vaccination, okay? So again, shingles, yes, it can happen in people that didn't know that they've had the chickenpox. Yes, it never leaves your body. more likely to get it when you're older, you're more likely to get it when you're under stress, and you're more likely to get it when you're immunocompromised, which means what? You've got other infections going on, you've got stress in your life, or you are taking medications that reduce that suppress, I should say, your immune function. Okay, so very, very important to keep in mind that this is something that we see in patients that can cause chronic pain that we really can avoid by just being on top of it. I hope that has been helpful. If you've had this disease or the complication of it, and it's as severe as I'm describing it here, let us know in the comment section. We'll love to help other patients prevent this by being on top of it. Alright, hope to see you guys on the next video. If you haven't subscribed, do that right now and join my free VIP group in School app, where I go into more details in how to address a lot of these problems naturally. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye now.